IP rights?
Well, what happened is it was me and Ron English. So Ron English he's one of those artists like, one of the modern day artists like him and Cause that it's an honor for them to draw their stuff and they don't come after him.
I totally understand.
He did Simpsons. He was actually in an episode of The Simpsons.
This is fucking amazing.
Oh, thank you, man.
This looks so crazy.
Yeah,
So what's it do?
Nothing. It just,
That's it.
Yeah,
this is it. I get it. I get it.
This is the first time anyone's seeing it.
Yeah, we're debuting it right here. Like,
Fucking dropping exclusives around here. Dude, it's fresh. How much is it gonna be?
$650.
Love it.
We're gonna do. We're doing that.
Tyler, I want one.
Oh, Tony.
Let's buy one.
We're doing a painting. He did a painting. We're doing prints. I did a situation with New Era. They're actually gonna make purple hats to match it, and I'm going all out. Just trying to, and we're doing a record.
How many of those?
We're doing 500 of them to start, and then we're doing.
Let's buy them all, and then price it the next day for.
It would work totally.
I know it would.
It would kill. So, and then I'm doing 2 records. I did one record with Smoke DZA, Dave East, Currency, and Styles P called Inhale Exhale.
Love it.
And then another record down with Westside Gunn and Conway, and Alchemist did the beat. Because Toys never had something like.
You're preaching.
So, I'm excited, man. You take weed out of hip hop, I don't know if we're gonna have good albums.
There might be some truth to that.
That's right.
Yeah, and his office up in the Bronx, I mean,
I want to come through.
Yeah, we gotta get.
I know. I always look at you and then like I never have no time, but like, how do we do it? You know what? I should go to. You know what? I've been on like a real kick. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a Yankees game with Ply and Al. Just like I never do anything for real life anymore. So why don't I go to a Yankee game while my fantasy? Yeah, while my fantasy. Yeah, exactly. While my fantasy team is still good, and I'll actually have a good time at the Yankee game. Why don't we pick a Yankee game in? Where are we in? May, late May, early June, and then.
Studio.
Yeah, exactly. I'll come up there like 5:30. We'll chop for an hour and I'll go to the game.
Yeah.
And that'll be life.
Perfect. It's perfect. I mean,
Okay, I want to do that. I've been wanting to.
It's it's fun.
You would love it.
Yeah, I know. I see it. I know it. I know I love it. I just want to come through.
Yeah, nah. Y'all space.
So when's this going? When's this going out?
420. Online only, and well, then I'm gonna do an event with 100 at Concepts, to just let people actually get a chance.
How many are gonna be sold on 420 on the website?
900.
So you made how many of those again?
I mean, I'm sorry, 400.
That's right. 400.
Yeah, and then 100 on the website.
It's probably gonna sell out real quick, right?
Oh, it's gone. I did a Black Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
We did 603 minutes.
Yeah. How do we make sure we buy one?
I mean, yours is straight.
Good,
Just put
cool.
me off to the side.
You on eBay the next day for like $1,200.
Yeah.
I get it, man. I really believe, man. I actually want to. So we've got one that's straight, and I think that's cool and that's fair. But I want to buy a couple more, and if we get them, we get them. If we don't, we get them.
I'll make sure.
I know, but I appreciate it.
But it's actually there's the thing called the blind bag, so it's a couple different colors of them. So these are the production that's getting done in Hong Kong. Then we're doing those are like the gold pot ones with the gold smiley face and then the silver one. So I'll make sure you get a whole set.
Bet.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll let you see them.
Remember the old Woot.com like surprise bullshit? What do they call it? You guys are all too young for this.
Yeah, they probably
That was the site you kept talking about.
Woot.com was a game changer for me. You remember Woot? W-O-O-T back in the day?
Yeah, I definitely remember the site.
You were a kid, right? Remember it was like crazy shit. Like they would have discounted shit. That was like the early deal of the day shit. That was the early Groupon.
Amazon just started doing like.
Amazon bought Woot.
And they just started doing. Gabe was telling me yesterday, deal like.
That's
fresh
hard.
off the truck.
That's super
They
hard.
do one deal a day if you like
so
pick it up
excited,
at a
man.
certain
Yeah.
location.
Nobody's in this.
How often do you drop a toy, man?
Well, now my goal this year, I got this one slated. I'm looking at 4 this year. It's one right now. This one, I got another one coming out on Star Wars Day.
And how do you brand you and your world in it, if at all?
Well, so this is prototype. Our compound's gonna be on there.
It will be on there.
Yeah, the compound's on the toys. What it was is like I hooked up with I looked at the toy game like mixtapes, right? So a new artist want to get in the game. They're like, yo, if I do a mixtape, I'm hot by myself, but I really got to get cosigns of other people for people to like me.
You're talking about life.
Pretty much life.
You're talking about life.
So I did that with art, and I said, because I always bought, loved it. I was like, okay, let me get with Ron. Ron English was my first established artist. And what it was is I always felt growing up, of course I'm black, growing up.
I've heard. I can see.
You see it, right?
Yeah. No, but go ahead.
You watch the cartoons, there was never no spins. Flintstones was white, Jetsons was white, everything was white. I was like, cool, we love it, but So I was like, okay, it's never our culture.
What about Fat Albert? They came through heavy.
So, way later.
I get it.
Before Bill Cosby, way later. So then the second part, I was like, wow,
I love Fat Albert.
has no hip hop connected to it. So I was like, wow. So the first tour we did, he had a Charlie Brown that was just regular with a grin, and I was like, let's make a black Charlie Brown. So then Charlie Brown was ill when he did the Pictures Mound. That was the one time Charlie Brown had a hat on with some swag.
I remember it.
And I was like, yo, Charlie Brown been in hip hop with the hat. So, and then when you broke Charlie Brown down, he was a rapper. He had a whole squad. He had a black guy, he had a gay guy, he had a Puerto Rican, and he had a black guy. And he was like, no matter what happened, he was the coolest guy that everybody wanted to hang with. Lucy was a hater all the time, but he never kicked out the group. She kept moving the football. And I was like, yo, let's do a black Charlie Brown. So
That's
we put a hat on him, we put the grills on him, and then everybody loved it. So then, now it's like, okay, SpongeBob. Everybody that really watched SpongeBob was high.
100%.
100%. So I was like, wow, there needs to be, let's put that together. Let's put a SpongeBob and marijuana together. And now everybody was like, yo, I remember, we had the haze, so everything that I want to do is, one of the things I look at being marketing, is if you connect a culture to anything,
The end.
It's over.
The end.
So first one was cartoons. Now we're doing weed.
I can't wait. I can't tell you. I just can't because it's putting somebody on blast. But you and I are gonna have a real conversation in the fall based on this entire thesis.
Oh, wow.
And we're gonna do some business together.
No, I'm
And
ready.
you're gonna be real happy with me.
No,
I got a real idea.
I'm ready. I figure I did it once before when I created the N1 mixtape. That I was like, I changed the world. I changed culture.
100,000%.
I understood.
100,000%.
Thank you. And
That's just the truth.
No, thank you so much.
And by the way, it's a replicatable thing.
Yeah, totally. And
Once because you just see the pattern.
Yeah, and now
It's what I do.
Yeah, I'm doing it again in this lane. So, but it's,
And that's fun for you because it's like it's real to you.
But you know what? So I got a question to ask
Go ahead.
everybody. What's your first love?
My first love was, I can figure this out. Actually, I want to give you the real answer.
I love this one.
This is a real good one.
No, because watch what I hit you with.
My first love was probably Batman and Robin.
Okay.
The way you're talking about. My mom was my first love, but the first thing I remember loving
Okay.
when we came, because I wasn't born in America.
Okay.
So I was literally, do you know what was going through my mind right now? The Great Space Coaster,
Wow.
Batman and Robin, the old Adam West show,
Okay. With the
the
powers and all.
Flintstones, Price is Right. Those were the core things of how I learned how to speak English.
Okay.
Those were things I liked, that I loved, And then the real one, like those might be like, do you know this is why I want to buy the New York Jets?
Right.
Probably my first love is the New York Jets.
Okay.
Because that was the thing a year later that made all the other kids accept me. And I was like, now I'm an American.
Cool.
I'm an American.
Okay. So I think everybody's wrong, but I'll let them get the answer.
I love that.
So
What's
your
the
first
answer?
love is a toy. Your parents had you, and they put you in the crib. They gave you a teddy bear. They gave you something. You don't remember these toys and these items,
100%.
but your cerebral
100%.
knows that. And
I believe that to be true. And the best part is, for everybody listening, a lot of people came from nothing. Like, I know for facts I had nothing, but the toy was some like fabric, right?
Yeah.
It was a thing.
It was something.
It was a thing.
A thing that you
A
was
blank.
tangible.
It was a thing. It was a
And
thing.
So the thing with the toy, when you loved it, it might have been a pacifier with a bear on it.
Yeah.
It might have been a bottle with ears.
Yeah.
It was some type of toy. But
And everybody answers something that was 5 or 6 or 7 years old, but the answer was 1 day old.
It's one day. It's literally like 3 months, 7
My
months.
man, it's why you love your parents the most, even when they do the most fucked up shit. Because that was actually the first answer.
thing, yeah.
And then, right?
Then it was whatever made you. Because think about it.
Because you're going to the first thing you loved that was material outside of the two humans that popped you the fuck out.
Exactly. And they use this to shut you up.
Because the umbilical cord's probably number one. You're like, yo, why'd you take my shit?
I love this.
Right? That's actually the right answer. You might,
umbilical
my man,
cord.
you might have to make an umbilical cord toy. I better get some fucking cosign
we
love
gonna
on
have
that.
to hand you from the umbilical cord.
Yeah, because that's probably it. That's probably
the first
it.
thing you lose in life.
100%.
Wow, the first thing you lose in life is the umbilical. We got to trademark. Let's get that going.
Damn.
Okay, yeah, listen, you're preach. I mean, you know what? Do you know why I'm so happy right now? Because in 15 days I'm going garage selling for the first time in the year. And that's like my opening day. And that is all I'm looking for is shit like this. Like finding like a pop culture 1987 thing for 40 cents in somebody's box. That's my jam. My life, I get a bigger high in 3 Saturdays, because today's Friday, 3 Saturdays, I will get a bigger high by buying, I bought a fucking Thundercat in package for $1 last year. That high, when I walked, and it was late, because now I'm taking now it's more like I'm doing it for me and my kids. It's like our bonding. So like I'm not waking them up at 4:30, because to get the real shit, you gotta get up early.
Yeah. It's like garage war.
Yeah, so this is like I'm leaving at like, 9 o'clock, it's loser shit, because the kids, but I'm still getting Jersey by 10. So I don't think I'm getting anything. It's more about buying them shit and getting them on the game. But fucking at noon, I don't know what the fuck people were doing. On a Saturday, I pull up at his house, I look, Thundercat in package. I go, how much do you want for that? She goes, $1? I go, okay.
Which one was it?
Mumbra. I fucking grabbed it and I was like, yo, the high that I got compared to me closing an $11 million deal right now.
To Mumra.
Not even close.
You should call it
and I'm
Mumra.
talking like, and the delta, like, I can't replicate the high of finding some shit in a garage sale that I buy for $1 that's worth 20. And almost, I can not replicate that high. The thrill of the hunt.
You speaking my language?
Is that you?
Yeah.
You love that shit, right?
Full-time reseller.
That's my.
I thrift all day, every day.
I get it, man.
I'm into fashion, so I'm looking for
yeah, I get it.
Vintage clothing.
Give me
give
me something. Give me the last find you found that was crazy, like real crazy.
Well, I mean, I found a pair of Gucci loafers for like $15 a couple days ago. But like, I find stuff every day. Like I found.
Where, like Goodwill?
Yeah, Goodwill, just all kinds. But I shop like suburbs.
That's
I don't like metropolitan.
Of course, too many. It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I found up here in the Bronx a few years ago, I found a pair of like Kid Robot Air Max 1s. I don't know if you guys know what those are.
Of course.
Store in Soho, Kid Robot.
I know Kid Robot for real. That was the whole Kid Robot Bape, like 2005, 2000. Yeah.
I found those for like $9 and sold them for $1,500. So I mean, stuff like that all the time.
You want to hear something great? Back to the Bronx. Remember Thriftland? Is it still there? Because it used to be right next to Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I don't think it's there no more.
I walked into Thriftland in 1996. I'd never gone before. We went to a Yankee game. I was like, oh shit, Thriftland, let me walk in there. Because I was against thrift stores because it was too expensive. I was pure garage sale. If it's over $1, fuck you. Got it?
Wow.
Yeah, like real, like,
Real garage sale.
mainly because I was doing it pre-internet.
Look, yeah.
When I was buying like a box of He-Mans for $4, and LJN's wrestlers, I used to kill on that. And then video games is where I made my real.
Low overhead, super low overhead.
Yeah, just the fun.
Video games was
That was the biggest arbitrage.
That's how I used to trade in high school and in junior high. I used to trade video games to make money.
100%.
Like rent them out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Here's my Rad Racer. Give it back.
$2. No,
Yeah.
well, give me
Yeah.
$2.
Yeah.
I need
Give it back in a
$2.
week, and then 2 days later you have to fight. I remember.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, I went to Thriftland. I never went to the Yankee game. I got there. This man, this is early. This is before people were buying video games like that. This man had 2,000 Atari games and 1,000 Nintendo games. So I start going through them, like looking for the right shit. And right away I found Crazy Climber for Atari 2600 and manual, $180, right? And it's $1 a piece, right off the bat. A mail away game, because I used to memorize shit, no phone. No phone.
Yeah, you had to. Still.
Used to fucking literally stay up at night for like 4 hours memorizing shit.
Everything.
Figuring out which rock and roll t-shirts were worth money and which ones weren't. Memorized everything. So finally I was like, is the owner here? Because I'm going through it, I'm finding shit. I was like, nobody's been through here. And this is like right next to Yankee Stadium. So I was like trying to find like one little like nut, And I'm like, why, He comes over, he was there, thank God. I go, how much have I bought every video game you had? He's like, what do you, classic Bronco, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, let me break it down. If I buy all the video games, what price? Can I get a volume discount? He goes, he's like, I'll give you, you can take half off. He goes, you take them all, like, don't, and this was back in the day when I didn't have an ATM card, and I used to carry money.
Yes, of course.
And it's like, you know, we're older, right?
Yeah,
They don't know.
yeah.
And now I got $4 on me at all times. Like, I used to, when I was like 16, I had like $2,000 on me at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Never knew when you were gonna find something.
Sure.
Fucking bought it all out. It was the greatest day of like
What
my
kind of-
life.
What kind of video game was it? Like
Atari 2600 and Nintendo NES, and it was, I mean, he had 17 Contras.
Wow.
You know,
So what-
17 Contras,
what's the-
which are like 20 or 30 now. And I mean, that whole market has gone up by like 100%.
Totally.
Like when people are like, yo, Gary Vee, Twitch, you're on it late. I'm like, motherfucker, I was on this shit before you were born.
I was on a modem.
Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I knew who Zelda was before your mom and dad even kissed.
You don't know nothing about pulling out the tape.
Yeah, anyway.
But yeah, so that's exciting.
So that's awesome.
Working on the And1 documentary now, the And1 mixtape documentary.